M0FXB Hamtech, welcome to my channel. I thought I'd download the software for the Ailunce HD2 and the USB driver. They are showing firmware here as well, but let's just do one at a time. We'll select RETEVIS Ailunce HD2 version 1.05. Let's just run that first. So you just click there, and then we're going to double click the software. Now the radio is not here yet, so I have to wait until it arrives, but we'll just run this in front of you so you get a feel for how this is all going to play out. So we'll go next, next, keep going, next, and that will open and launch the software code plug writer. And there it is straight away, identical to the Ailunce HD1. Now this model does have GPS. The main new feature I would say with the HD2 is the 500,000 contact database and the Bluetooth. You can use an earpiece, and there's a Bluetooth microphone here that you can use as well. The screen has night mode, so I believe it actually can go black. Boasted as a 10-watt radio with 3,200 milliamp hour battery, so it's quite a beast. It's quite a, it's quite a performer. We'll just quickly download the USB driver. Just click here at the bottom, double click that. Lots of pop-ups, isn't there? Double click, and then we'll run that. And I've already got one on here, but we'll just run it anyway. Okay, there you are. We now have the USB driver, and it's going to ask us to reboot etc. So reboot just to make sure, okay? But that's it, it's all in there. A couple of errors, but ignore that for now. So here we are, you can see the Bluetooth microphone, the earpieces. There's the cable that you're going to need. Hopefully there's one in the box, but otherwise get yourself a cable. And it does screw into the right hand side, and it's got GPS, as you can see there. So let's get our DMR number in there. We'll start by clicking frequency set at the top here. And have you noticed you can select different regions? IARU region, which is 2 meters 70. 2 meters 70 and 220 megahertz on this region. And IARU, another region here. So select the right region for your country. I'll just leave it as default for now. Every time you select something, you get a new window appear. Notice it says here, update the radio system time. Okay. Let's go down one more, basic settings, and then we'll go to basic information. This is going to show up when you're connected to your radio. I'm not connected to the radio at the moment. Then we'll go down one more to setting. Yeah, this looks like quite a main one. And this is a completely blank code plug, so you can import a file. Just go File and Import here. And then it will populate. We're just going to look at it blank for now. Just looking at the settings here. It does have voice announcement, squelch, all your sort of setting type things are all in this window. RX info display time, menu exit times, Roger beeps, display on the power on A or B, backlight there, timer, which you can select continuous, and the brightness is selectable. Mic settings here as well for Vox, emergency. Double PTT, so you select that if you want double PTT. Just picking out the ones that stand out. Okay, and you can set a password if you want. Next one down is key setting. That's selecting what your buttons will do. Quite a long list. Zone minus, DMR slot, promiscuous mode, manual dial, channel mode, Bluetooth switch. It's interesting information because it's telling you that it does do promiscuous mode where it listens to both time slots. Also manual dial, you can do that, which you can with the HD1, and you've got a Bluetooth on and off there. And you can decide what you want your buttons to do. This one's showing as well that it has the NOAA weather channels, and apparently this is a 10-watt radio as well, but you can switch to low power very quickly for your hotspot, so it's ultra low power. Some more items there that you can choose from with short press and long press. So quite a lot of choices there. One key, and I've never used this before. So it looks like you can probably set the keys on the keypad to do things for you. ID setting. Finally, DMR number. Right. Radio ID number 1. You can put more than one in. So mine is 2341437, and then radio name. I'll just give it M. Delete that. You do need to have a DMR number M0FXB for this, but just go to the registration page for DMR once you pass your ham radio license, and you've got one. So that's your DMR number. Let's go to channels now. So here's our channel page. So for me, I would say put in my hotspot first. So VFO A and B, you can just set that to your favorite ones. So like you could put in there 145.500. That's quite a common, popular 145.500. Digital or analog, we'll leave it as analog. You can set your power, bandwidth, and if you double click the arrow here at the end, opens up to a bigger window where you can add more things like here. Channel alias, that's your name, so we just call that one S20 for now. Power timeout, yeah, you want at least 180 seconds of talking. Vox if you want it. And that's that channel, or that's that VFO made. Now if you want to create a channel to put into your different zones, so we'll do one here. We'll do my hotspot, which is 431.550. We're doing simplex 431.550. Simplex means you stay on the same channel when you push the PTT. It is a digital channel. Leave that. Double click the arrow here at the end to open up the full page. So we'll call this one hotspot, like so, and then we need to get our frequency in there. Not sure why that's not already in there. So we'll go 431.550. It should be in there really. I think we just did that, didn't we? 431.50. Digital channel, timeout 180. Simplex, we'll do slot 2 for now. That is, we can select the different IDs, but we've kept it as that. Color code 1's fine for now. And then we need to select which talk group it's going to use when you transmit. So to do that, I'm just going to click OK at the moment. Just click that out, it will save it. We're going to go to our zones. Actually, not our zones, our contacts. See what contacts are in there. Contacts are the talk groups that you're going to actually be talking to. And we haven't loaded up our contacts list. This is just a basic quick look at the software from the point of view that it's blank completely. I'll do a separate video when you've got a loaded code plug and you just want to tweak it a bit. I'll make a separate video on that. We double click priority contacts here on the left, and you get this list and you can start adding contacts. So let's add one in. We'll call it, we'll select the type as group call. Private call is more for individual people. Group call is joining talk groups. We'll give it a name, so we'll call this one, they tend to call talk group 9 local. There's one there, local, and then we'll just put in the ID number is the important thing, so that's number 9, and then we'll do another one here, group call, we'll call it worldwide wide. Now you can import hundreds of these in one go, but we're just doing a couple at a time. 91, okay, that's worldwide. And that saves. Just close that down. Go back to the channel. Here's the channel. And now what we want to do is just tell it that when it transmits that we're going to use a certain talk group. So we're using the priority ones here. And we're going to go down it. It's already found local straight away, which we know we gave it talk group number 9, or we could choose worldwide. So now when we key up on our hotspot, it knows our DMR number, it knows where it's going to transmit, it knows the frequency, it knows the power and the timeout. And that's it. So at the moment we've created the channel, but we haven't put it into a zone. So why do we need to put it into a zone? So it's easier to find on our radio, because you scroll up and down the zones, and within the zones you choose channels. Yeah. So imagine a zone is like a bucket of channels, and you're turning the change channel knob to just flick to the channel that you want. We'll show that in practice in another, in future videos. So close that. We're going to go to zone now. Up here on the left, we've got zone. Open that window up. Now our zone is very empty at the moment, but let's say we use zone 1, okay, and we call it my hotspots. So we're clicking here next to zone 1, my hotspots, yeah, and it's telling us that these are the channels that are in our hotspots at the moment, that are available channels that we can put into our bucket of channels. So all you do is just select the one you're going to use and put it. Now you see it says here selected channels. That means it's in your bucket now. It'll be selectable now. These are just channels. As we start to create channels, and I'll create another one now, you'll have a long list here. It's up to you to put what you want in that bucket, but you can create more than one bucket. You can go, this one here could be called my favorites, okay, and then you can put channels in that bucket, and you can put channels in that bucket that you've put in another bucket. It's fine, you're allowed to. You can do what you like because you're completely in control, and this is the fun part of DMR. I know it's a bit complicated, but once you get your head around it, you realize that these DMR radios, even the budget ones, are fantastic because of this software, because you can do so much with it, and so you can really customize your radio. So let's create another channel. So we'll just go back to the channel window. We can close this one for now. Just click the red X, and let's create GB3WR. So we'll double click on channel number 3, and they are numbered 5, which is easier to find them. 145.600 is the receive. The transmit is 145.000. It's going to be an analog channel, and we are going to need a transmit tone. So you go to 94.8. So you see what we're doing. We've got the receive and transmit. There's no shift. Then the analog. Then the tone. We can choose the power. And then we can even name it here as well. So we go GB3WR. It's probably all we need. But if we want to look at the whole channel info, double click those little arrows. Bit of a delay, and then here we can extend the timeout to 180. That's 3 minutes. Play with the power. We don't need to choose talk groups when you're analog. You don't need to. So that all seems fine to me. Look, we could even turn on GPS if we want. Yeah, I think that's all about right. Can't see anything else to change there. We've got our transmit code. CTCSS code. So that's all good. So now if we go back to our zones on the left, just double click and it'll bring it back, or minimize. Yeah, it brings it back anyway. You've got all these windows that you can close. Let's add another zone. We'll call it analog channels. Okay, like so. And then so when we click the middle, it shows us what channels we can put into our analog bucket. So we're going to click GB3WR, and we're going to put that in. So now when we flick between the different zones, goes my phone, of course. So we can put the GB3WR into the analog zone. I call it a bucket. Like so. There you go. It's in there. So we've got different zones, and we flick through the zones, and each zone can have 50 channels, 100 channels, you know. You get the idea, and that's how you navigate around your radio. And if you look at your contacts again, let's go to priority contacts. You can actually import and export these. So if someone gives you a file with hundreds of talk group numbers, you can just import them here very easily. Just click import. The address book, if we double click that, okay, we can import the CSV contacts list, and you can read and write contacts, export, import, and download your contact list, I would say, from Ailunce. Just having a look at their contacts list on the Ailunce site. So you've got the Ailunce HD1 listed. I'm sure it's going to be the same file. And look, all the contacts are 255,000. Well, it holds 500,000. So it's going to do it, isn't it? And then so you can select country abbreviation to shorten it, and you can select the format. Once you've done that, you've got here US state abbreviate. We've got no for now, and then verify code, and then we're going to be able to download a file. And we clicked yes, and then click here download. We've got this file. Now remember, I haven't done this, but a file has been created for us, as you can see. And it's like a CSV file. I wonder if we can look inside it. Normally you can, if you've got, you know, the right software on your PC, and you can actually look inside it. It's going straight to my thing. Let's give it a go. And there it is there. Look at all the calls. You've got private and group. Look at them all. So you've got the individual user contacts. Yeah. So that's your private list that we've got there. I'm guessing in a different list you've got your, now that's the right one actually, they would be individual users, because what you're doing is you're getting the information come through of all the individual users. So cool, so that is the right one. Okay, let's close that down for now. Go back to the software. Okay, so as I said, I am learning this software, so let's just try and import. We'll go import, try and select that file that's downloads. So we'll go import, and then we'll find the file, which is the Ailunce HD1. Double click, and it says loading. It might take a while because it's 250,000. I've double checked with Ailunce. Is this the process? Wow, we have lots of contacts. Nice and easy on that one. I wonder how many there are in there. But anyway, you can see it. You now know how to import the contacts, which is key, because when people are talking, once you've got your hotspot on there and your contacts on there, and you can create a talk group if you want, just talk group, say TG9 like I did earlier. If we go back to channels, I created one called local, didn't I? It was TG9. This one here, there is their hotspot. And then you can manually dial using the radio, and I'll make a video using the radio on manual dial, or you could just start to create separate channels. So if we just go down here to number 4, I wonder if I can copy and paste. I'm not very good at copying and pasting. I'm right clicking, but no. But anyway, let's just type it. So frequency here 431.550. That's my hotspot. So it's all the same details. Digital. If we double click the, takes a bit of a delay, and we can choose, we've only got 2 contacts in there at the moment, which is local and worldwide. We could add, let's add another one, 2350, which is a very popular talk group. So all we do is go back to contacts here, and we can import these as well. We'll have a go in a sec, see if we can. So we go group call. We'll call this one 2350. So I remember it's actually called chat. That one, I think it's called chat. And then you've got chat 1 is 2351. So let's call it chat. Let's do it properly. Chat. And we'll do this one. Just go caps. chat 1 and above, chat, we'll just call that one chat, and we'll give it the number. And then the number is really important. It's almost like a phone number, DMR phone number. This one needs to be group call. So they're all group calls. You know, you can do private, but we won't do that now. Let's just keep it to this 2, 3. Let's talk to our friends on talk groups. So we've created what they call priority contacts. So we'll go back to that channel now, like so. We can now, on that new channel we're creating, we'll call it chat, and then we'll call it up here, we'll even name it chat, and that's another channel. We can close that one. Let's go back to our, double click channel. Did we name the other one? We can now add another one here. Why am I no good at copying and pasting? Someone teach me how to copy and paste. There's got to be an easy way of this. Right, I'm right clicking. Insert down. Anyway, so we go one more underneath. I'm doing it the long way. 431.550. 431.550. Digital, we don't need that. Double click here, and this time we're going to select chat 1, which is, I believe, is actually CQ UK. So we can put up here chat 1. I'm going to put CQ as well. Timeout, yeah, I probably forgot that on the last one. This is why it's good to just copy and paste, because it just puts everything for you, and then all you do is choose a different, you know, a different talk group that you're going to transmit on, which is there. Close that down with an X, and then we need to put these channels into our zone. So go to a zone, like so, and I want to keep these just in my hotspot. Okay, so we'll go to make sure we're selected number 1, zone information number 1, and then we're going to put into my bucket, as I said, like so. We're going to put in chat 1 and chat. Okay, that's in that bucket. Now if we go to analog, we've only got GB3WR in there because that's what we want, and we could add another analog. So if we go another channel here, and it doesn't matter in what list format you put the channels here, they can be all mixed, it doesn't matter. So let's just do 145.750, that's GB3BC. 145.150 is when you key the mic, that's the input. It's an analog channel, and we want 94.8, and then we need to transmit, which we just did. We don't need receive. Encode means receive. We don't need to do a CT CSS on receive. Power, and then we're going to go in, so I want to increase talk time. So double click the arrows, and we could have named it there if we wanted. So we go GB3BC, and the talk time is there. There you go, and that's done. And then all you do is, once you're happy with everything, you go right to radio, and you do have to select your COM port. Now remember, I haven't got the radio here. Now I am interested to know if I can import and export with this software with my Ailunce HD1, which I've still got. So I'm going to test that in a different video. I want to sort of tinker with it first. Otherwise, we just quickly go down here. You've got this section here, VFO scan priority. I've never used it, but you do have that. We looked at contacts, radio. It obviously has broadcast radio, so I could put in 94.300. So that's how you do that. You've got radio dual watch. You can display in channel mode, VFO mode. That's always handy to know. ID setting, that was our ID. The thing I'm not seeing is how we set up the sort of APRS side. So I'd like to know if it can even do APRS. I think normally if you use your Brandmeister account, you can. If you look at this page here, there's a section where you can add your details. I'm not going to do it because I want to do a dedicated video for it, and it will actually make your DMR radio do APRS, but just DMR APRS. Now I've made a video here in the background that you can see fully setting up APRS on my HD1. It's going to be exactly the same process, so I'm going to link that in this video. Otherwise, thanks very much. All the links will be there, and yeah, it's going to be a fun radio. The fact that it can hold all the contacts, and I can sit there with this nice Bluetooth mic, it's going to be great fun, isn't it? Come on, let's face facts. And look at my location, and it is a very, even the HD1, which the price has lowered a lot now, you can get them for like £130 now. Very good buy. Get the GPS model because it's more fun. Thanks for watching my learning video on the Ailunce HD1 code plug 7.3. All the best.